What is going on, guys? It's a little dark in here, but that's okay. Let me see if I can... Nope, that's as bright as it gets. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, guys. Hey, what's up, Dan the Dane and David Chancoin? What's going on? Hope you're all doing well. We are gonna get through all this mess. I was kind of prepping in order to kind of go off on the whole stimulus stuff. I'm not ready to discuss it, I guess, yet. So I figured we would go ahead and just press on with actually building this rig and hopefully getting it back up and running 100% tonight. I think that we can. I think we've got enough time. So this should be fun. And we're gonna do it right after this. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm a little bit behind here. Let me get my stuff in order here, and then we'll switch over to the rig and get back to building. Yeah, I like it. I do kind of like it a little darker than usual. Let me see. Are we red or green today? Are we red? We're really red. What happened here? One day, so we're going down. I didn't know that. I just checked, actually. Real-time check here. All right, so we're red in the back. We're red in real life here too. That's not good. But yeah. All right. I don't know what's going on with that. I've been busy doing other stuff. Hey, what's up, Nefarious, Batman, Planet, Deadwood, Jonas? What is going on? Make sure you get the entry in that video. You know, you got to comment. You also got to answer the question of how many BTC did Laszlo pay for those 2 pizzas. I think it was back in 2012, 2013. I don't remember the exact year, but it was a really significant occurrence in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, the way that it worked. And it was a basically, actually, no, it had to have been, maybe it was earlier than that. It must have been 2011, maybe even 2010, probably 2011. So yeah, answer that question and then we'll talk about that maybe. We'll probably do the drawing at right around 10. I think that we have until about 10:30 before DCA goes live. So we've got a little bit of time here to kind of goof off and chit chat and stuff. I won't really be able to you know, comment or monitor the chat too much. I need to set it up a little different in here to where I can actually pay attention to it a little bit better. It's just so far away from where I'm actually building the rig over there on my desk. So yeah, David Coins, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna attack this rig a little bit more. So let's switch over to there, and I'll slide the mic over there a little bit so the sound is a little bit better, I guess. Or at least hopefully you'll be able to hear me. And then it is Crypto Fireball Friday. I'm at least two fire teas in, so it's been fun so far. Mixing Fireball and sweet tea. So that's what I'm drinking. Let me know what you guys are drinking tonight. If anything at all. Alright, so in the previous streams, we installed the motherboard, which already had the CPU and the memory in it. And like I was saying on previous streams, if you want to learn how to do that, there's thousands of videos online on how to install a CPU and a memory. I have a video on it on my channel as well, so if you want to check that out, I've got a few rig build videos and it'll be in one of those. You probably just have to skip through it and try to find out where it's at. But then we installed the power supplies. This is the server PSU with a breakout board. All this is it's sitting on a little platform that I made, and I used the extra hardware that came with the frame, the Veddha frame, to you know, secure it to the frame. We did that last night. It's got a breakout board. It's got the nice one with the LED display and the power header. right? So you're able to turn this power supply on from this power supply, and that we'll kind of go over that tonight. And then we've got the desktop power supply. We installed that last night as well, and we only plugged in the motherboard power and the CPU power. That's all we did so far. So we'll just press on with this tonight. I kind of cleaned up the cables a little bit. I was going to actually leave all the cables from the previous rig the way that it was configured in the previous rig, but I actually ended up cutting it all apart, you know, cutting the cable ties and actually getting them all loose. So it's going to be like, once we get all this figured out, it's going to be a mess for a while until we get the cable management done. It's going to be really bad because the cable on this little 6 GPU frame with the breakout board where it's at right now, and those long, really long, you know, extension cables that plug into here, the 6 pins, it's going to be a mess. But once we bunch them up here, probably put the fans on the front here, you know, we'll be able to kind of secure them behind the fans and stuff and kind of hide it and kind of clean it up a little bit. All right, so I did want to point something out here, and I've done a little bit of research on this to figure out what it is, but I noticed, and I've noticed this before, this is one of the GPUs that came out of this rig. And if you look down here, hopefully it is focusing on it. But you can see down here, this is literally oil, right? So I did a little bit of research. Actually, I did it like whenever we first built this rig because I noticed this. But apparently this oil is either out of the fans, or more likely, because of where it's out of the thermal pads that are around the, I think they're on the VRMs, I think around the GPU itself. And they just leak a little bit. It's not completely normal, but it's also not a really bad thing. It's very common. If you look online, you'll see people talking about it. But the other GPUs that are over there, I already kind of cleaned them up. I just wiped it off a little bit. And I've never noticed any kind of a problem with these GPUs with that, other than it being present. But what I can tell you is that whenever I had these kind of stored for the time being while we were, you know, getting all this done, I was storing them like this. So they were laying down on my little ottoman over here like this. And it seems like that has increased the amount of oil or whatever it is on the GPU. So you can see over here. So what I did was I picked them all up and actually stored them like this, right? Just left them sitting up like that because it seems like that doesn't make them leak as much, you know. So I don't know if maybe it had something to do with the way that I was storing it, just laying down like that for so long. I don't know, but didn't have a problem with them before, so I think we'll be all right. Yep. Yeah, from thermal pads. So anyway, go ahead and make sure that you're commenting on the video and answering the question so that you can enter to win the 0.198 ETH that we have left over from the Mystery Man. We did 0.2 every night, so tonight we only have like 0.198 left. So that's where we're at with that. All right, so let's go ahead and I guess maybe the next one we can do is maybe the peripheral. This one is Molex, so we're going to plug it into, it's labeled as peripheral, IDE, SATA, and Molex. So it tells you pretty specifically what it is. So we're going to plug that into there. And in this case, I think that this one was only powering, you know what, it might have been connected to the fans also. So we'll figure that out, but definitely the other end was on the power header for the server PSU, right? So that's where we're going to connect that little 4-pin. So what that does is it allows, whenever you power this PSU on, the desktop PSU, it actually turns this one on too, as long as power is supplied to the back of both of them, right? So it's basically like synchronizes the powering up of the PSUs. The old days, you would have to actually power this one on first and then power on this one if you wanted everything to be recognized, and it was kind of a pain. So at some point they started adding this power trigger. I don't know what else to call it, but basically it just turns the server PSU on. All right, now we need to get some power to some supplemental power to the motherboard. So we have this H110 Pro BTC Plus has a SATA connection here. I don't know if you can see that where I'm pointing there. And it also has a Molex over here. And then it also has another Molex over here where my pinky finger is. So there's actually 3 additional power supplies or supplemental power to the motherboard, but it's specifically for the PCIe slots, okay, because there's 13 of them. So in order to properly power them, you have to have all this supplemental power plugged in. So that's what we're going to do. I think that this one will get, yeah, this is the one that we used for all of them. It's basically from the PSU. It's got 3 Molex on it. We're only going to use 2 of them though. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. And they are keyed, so you have to look at the Molex. You know, they're pretty standard. If you're familiar with Molex at all. Worst connector in history. That one in there actually pretty decent. That was not bad. In our case, you probably don't need all of the supplemental power here. All like the SATA and the Molex. You probably don't need all of them, but it's not going to hurt to have all of them. So always connect all 3. The SATA and the 2 Molexes, always do them all on this motherboard. So like I said, the wiring management is going to be a nightmare for a while. So this is the SATA. And it's also keyed. It's got a little L shape on it, but it only goes one way, so don't force it. We're just going to get this hooked up so that we can actually power it up. Hopefully we can power it up tonight. I'll have to take a moment to organize my power in here, and I'll probably have to turn a rig off so I don't pop the breaker and stuff. So thanks for tuning in there, Shuby, and taking care of the pasting of the instructions for the giveaway. I appreciate it. All right, y'all are talking about who's gonna win, I guess, huh? All right, that's cool. Just kind of thinking about how I'm gonna organize the wires here a little bit. All right, so the way that I had the previous rig, whenever it was on the 8 GPU frame, is I had 6 GPUs and risers powered off of the server PSU. This is a 1200 watt PSU, but whenever it's connected to 110 or 120, it is only like 900 watts, right? So you want to use about 800. You want to use about 80% of that to maintain efficiency and not overwork the power supply. So whatever that comes out to, I don't know the exact number, but I only have 6 GPUs on this, and then I have 2 GPUs on the desktop power supply, and this is an 850 by itself. So the desktop power supply is only powering the motherboard, the CPU, and all the motherboard, and the peripheral or the supplemental power for the PCIe slots, and the fans whenever they're in here, and that's pretty much it. So it's got a little bit of room, pretty easily supports 2 GPUs. So I think that is pretty decent the way that it was set up. Now I do have, it looks like, I didn't know this, but it looks like I had 2 risers powered off of SATA, and everybody's gonna go, oh my gosh, you know, don't do that. But I can tell you that this rig ran for 2 years like this already, and I've had zero problems. I'm really looking, I'm inspecting the wires. There's no burning, and you got to remember that I'm mining CryptoNote coins, not, this rig is mining, always mining CCX. We're not mining anything too power hungry. So I think I'm going to stick with that. I think we'll be all right there. Let's see, this probably, I'm trying to remember where all these power cables went. See, I think we'll figure that out in a minute too. And then all of the 6-pin from the, I know you can't see this, but give me a second. All the 6 pins from the server PSU are split into 2 8-pins. Pretty common. This is very common the way that this is organized here. I always, whenever I'm doing the server PSU, I don't know if it matters or not, but I just have a method that I use this side first and then work my way back this way. Usually it's only this side that I'm actually using. It probably doesn't matter at all. But if you look at the contact, the pad underneath of each 6-pin port, it starts here. So the power is supplied this way, right? The way that I kind of look at it. This is the end and this is the beginning. So from the PSU. Probably doesn't even make any sense, but that's just the way I think about it. And that seems to work really well for me so far. So I'm gonna stick with it. So I think we'll do the 6 GPUs from this side to this side as these 6, and then the 2 on 7 and 8 over here, and then have the desktop PSU powering those. Now we're actually at the point now to where we really need to adjust this, and I'm actually going to have to drill holes in this to support, because it's only got places for 6 GPUs drilled in the rail. The way that this works, you know, it sits up here like this. So I'm going to have to adjust it, plus I need to drill the other holes in it. I don't think I would be able to, let's see here, there's something here. Yeah, I can't put them that close together, I don't think. That's not going to work. Now, I mean, I might be able to do that, but that's going to be super close together, at least. But I could do it just temporarily, just to hold them in there while we fire it up and see what we get. But yeah, I was gonna actually drill those holes earlier, but I forgot. So let's see here. Time for a drink. Trying to catch up with chat here. What are y'all talking about here? Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. This is cool. I don't have a link for the Y splitters, but let me think here. I'm trying to remember the name of them. Give me just a second here. I should be able to find them pretty quick. The ones I got, I think they came with the breakout board. So if you, I'll throw this over there in the chat here. That's what I have. And I've had zero problems. And I guess, actually that's not even the Y cables. Hang on, you're talking about the splitters too. That is just the power cables. Hang on. Those don't come with the splitters. Here we go. Okay, so here's the splitters. Those are the ones I use. I've had zero problems with them. It does say currently unavailable, but that'll give you an idea of what you should be looking for. I don't see that they have any other supply or anything, but that's what you'll want. All right, let's see, where are we at? So we need to make an adjustment to this rail here. Let's see if we can do that. I like chatting with you guys, so like whenever I'm not able to see it, it kind of sucks. This is probably gonna fall and crash the motherboard here or scratch the motherboard. Hopefully not. Alright, so I think we got that to where we can adjust it a little bit. Next thing we would do is take a GPU, put the riser on it, set it on here so that we can kind of line it up and see where this rail needs to be for everything to be level, right? I think we're probably going to be pretty good right there. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and this must have been. Now this is a VGA cable from the PSU, from the Seasonic PSU. I must have had only one, maybe only one GPU. Let's see here. Let me count these cables here. 1, 2. Maybe I'm missing a cable. Let me figure this out real quick. I only had 6 of these. 6. I only have 6 of these split cables. What I thought. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I'll have to figure that out. Give me a minute here. Gotta figure out my cables. Let's see what the market is doing here real quick. Something's happening. Not really that much though. And if you're not already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. It helps the channel a little bit. Let's see here. I need to get the comment picker up because we're getting close to that. I'm gonna check on the comment picker, make sure that it's good to go. I do already have my wallet up, so at least I did that much prep. $57. All right. Yeah, there's always like double the number. I don't know why that is. There's how many people are watching here? Yeah, 31. And there's a lot more comments than that. That's kind of funny. All right, so 2 more minutes. 10 o'clock, right at the top, we'll do the drawing. So this is going to be for the remainder minus fees, right? So we have 0.198488 left. Yeah, you're probably right, Shuby. They probably have multiple accounts for situations like this, right? It's like, oh, I got to enter, and they leave some crazy comments. That's true. That's true. I didn't think of that. I mean, I don't know. That's not cool. But whatever. And you know what? That explains why sometimes, like the winner, I would call the winner's name, right? And then it takes some time before they actually show up. That is why. That's a good point. So we need to fix this. We need to make it to where that's not possible. But I don't know if there's a way to stop it. Because to the system, it's going to look like 2 different users. So yeah, but just don't do that, guys. That's kind of crappy, you know. Don't do that. But that is exactly what is happening, and that makes perfect sense. Because even last night, I think it was last night, I originally said, hey, you know, is so and so in here? Nobody answered, and then a significant amount of time passed before they rogered up and was like, hey, I'm here. So that's probably what that means. They're logging on to multiple accounts, and yeah, all right. All right, yeah, I'll try to fix that next time. Some way we'll figure it out. Where am I? I'm in my office. That's where I'm at, Mike. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don't call the name, but even if they're just watching, they'll still see, right? Yeah, I don't think there's a way of fixing it. Not that I can think of, you know, right off the top of my head. So anyway. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to get the comments one more time. There's 61. There's only 31 viewers. So that means that everybody that's watching right now has dual accounts, and they are just cheating the system. Or, you know, maybe like a third of the people in here actually have 3 accounts, right? You guys are cheaters. I don't like that. Gaming the system and stuff. All right, here we go. I think I bought the RX580s on, I think I just bought them through Amazon, to be honest, and that was a couple of years ago. All right, get YouTube comments one more time. 61 sounds good. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's it gonna be? Didn't he just ask about this? Oh, he asked about the GPUs, RX580s. Awesome. ACEYYZ. Thanks for the videos, man. You're going to make me buy some RX580s. Well, I don't know. I would go to WhatToMine before you buy any RX580s, because yeesh, there's not a whole lot going on with RX580s. Actually, I'm consistently mining at a loss here. You know, you can see clearly right here at, now if you have really low power costs, right, electricity costs, then you're good. But I'm at 11 cents after taxes and fees and stuff, so nothing is technically profitable. I'm mining at a loss, and we're mining conceal with this rig, and we have been for more than a year now. And so yeah, I'm basically mining at a loss of about $1.18 per day. That's why honestly I was in not so much of a rush to get this rig back online, right? So it's kind of like, you know, it worked out though, because I'm able to just, you know, build a rig on the live stream and kind of, you know, hopefully maybe people can learn a little bit and kind of watch it being done and maybe pick up a few things. Maybe, I don't know, watch me make mistakes. That's the best part. And yeah, so yeah, there's nothing profitable. I don't know, RX580s, unless you have really cheap electricity. I wouldn't look at that. To be honest, just throwing it out there, just to be super honest about it. All right, let's see what we got here. We got the winner. Let me grab this ETH address here. Yeah, and Laszlo, Hanyx or something, Hanyx, I think is his last name. He posted on Bitcoin Talk that he would pay 10,000 BTC for 2 Papa John's pizzas. I don't know if it had to be Papa John's, but it ended up being Papa John's. And I think the person who paid who bought the pizzas for him and had them delivered was actually in the UK, was actually in United Kingdom. And he paid for them and had them delivered, and then Laszlo sent 10,000 BTC to that user, to whoever that person was. And so yeah, really cool. This was like a historic moment for crypto and BTC specifically, because it was the first real transaction that occurred between two parties on the network that they didn't know each other, right? So it was just a post on Bitcoin Talk, communications on Bitcoin Talk, you know, and everything was worked out, and it was a final transaction, and it actually occurred. So the bad part is that obviously Laszlo was, I think he was actually a Bitcoin developer, and he was really close to the project in some way. I'm pretty sure he was a contributing developer at one point. You know, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I bet he's like, you know, suicidal or whatever after spending, you know, 10,000 BTC on these 2 pizzas. But, you know, back then it was like 40 bucks, I think, or 35 bucks, you know, is what the total value was. And, you know, no one knows. And I guarantee you that this was not his last 10,000 BTC. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Laszlo is doing okay. And yeah, so it's cool little bit of history there for Bitcoin. I think that's really neat. Let's see. So let me quit yapping and actually send this send this to the winner. So what do we got? We got where's my total? 0.198. We have to put up about 22, let's see, 0002. So I can go 0.1982, it looks like. I'll just say maximum. Yeah, so I was pretty close. So 198208. And then 3D0, 52CF. All right, looks good to me. Send. Show in Explorer. Yeah, right on. And you know, this is a little bit abnormal from some other giveaways. I kind of think it's more appropriate to, you know, engage and have a little bit of communication. That's why I asked the question, like ask you to answer a question in order to win. So you might have to do a little bit of research, a little bit of work to actually get it done. So I think that that's more beneficial for everybody, right? Because, you know, we get to talk about something like what we talked about tonight with Laszlo and all that stuff. So it's cool. It's cool. I like doing it that way. So sometimes what I was getting at was sometimes people will miss that part. Like they're used to just posting their address and that's it, right? But in this case, you have to actually answer a question. So, all right. So ACEYYZ, let me know if you got it. It says success here. I think you should be good. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's get back to building this rig. Nefarious, can you check on DCA and let me know if, I mean, I guess I can check real quick. Let me slide over there. DCA Adventure. Oh, they're live now. And they're giving away ETH too. Y'all better get over there. All right, well, we didn't get very far on our rig build. I'm not gonna build it without y'all though, so maybe we'll hit this up. I'll tune into DCA Adventure. You guys hit them up and make sure that you do a Savage raid whenever you get over there. I'll post the, so you do that, and then also whenever you pop into their stream, you know, make sure you type that so that they know what's going on. Nefarious, you said you already pasted the link. I'll do it again just in case. So yeah, so you slide over there and show them some love, but let them know that you came from over here. And maybe after they're done, depending on how I feel, maybe I'll fire this live stream back up and continue building this rig. So kind of keep an eye on that. I think they go for quite a while though, so I don't know if I'll be too tired to actually continue, but I'm not going to build it without you. I will wait. Don't worry. Even if it's next Monday or this coming Monday before we get back at it, I'm not going to build it without being live so that we can go through the whole process on live stream. So stay savage, everybody. Thanks to the winner, ACEYYZ. That's awesome. And be sure you thank the mystery man. You know, he's donated to Brandon Coin a lot. He's donated to Red Panda Mining, and he donated 2 ETH to me. We gave away 1 whole ETH total on this past Saturday, and then I divided it out and did 0.2 ETH per night each night this week. So cool stuff. I mean, thank him a lot. He wants to remain anonymous, but make sure you type in somewhere, you know, online or in the chat or whatever, and just let him know that, you know, thanks, because that's super generous, man. I mean, that was, for my stream, his donation was almost $300, right? I mean, that's huge. That's very generous of somebody that's going to remain anonymous. But, you know, that is what the community is about in a way, right? There's a lot of anonymous people, and they're very generous, especially the people that have been here a long time. So very cool. I will see you guys maybe after the DCA. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. Stay savage, everybody.